It was June 19th, 1865. Enslaved African Americans in Texas were told they were free. A century and a half later, people across the U.S. are celebrating the day and helping to organize the celebration right here in our area is Derryl Reed with West Bloomfield's Social Justice Committee. Good morning, Derryl. Thank you so much for getting up with us. We appreciate it.
Well, good morning, Ronnie. It's a pleasure to share this morning with you.
Can I say I cannot believe this just became a federal holiday?
Yeah, that is surprising, but when you think about how long it took for Martin Luther King Day to be a holiday throughout the country, it's not too surprising.
That's okay. You can talk to them. Tell them you're on the air. Go ahead, take your call.
No. It just points out that there's still a lot of work that has to be done.
But it just, but I think the good thing to come out of the federal holiday for so many of us, we didn't know about Juneteenth. And so I think this is such a great conversation starter.
Yes, as you mentioned, Juneteenth commemorates the emancipation of African Americans that were enslaved in the United States after the Civil War. It's also grown to be a celebration of the contributions of African Americans to our country in every field of human endeavor, the arts, the sciences, education, politics, etc. So it's really an event that has grown. It's celebrated for over 100 years in the United States, and we're glad to share additional information about this event. It's going to be taking place in West Bloomfield.
Well, I love that we are making this, an event here in our local community. How did you get involved in putting this on?
Well, this event is being overseen by the Social Justice Committee, which is chaired by Amy Mandel. And the concept was right. I've become very active in political issues since the 2020 election. And this is sort of an outgrow of that. I'm on the executive committee for the Oakland County Democratic Party. I chair the Strategic Planning Committee, as well as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. So this sort of all fit together. And there's such a phenomenal team of committee members that are committed to increasing, cultural diversity throughout not only West Bloomfield, but Oakland County.
So with that, can you give us a little more details on the event? We're actually going to be celebrating it here a day early.
Sure, and there's a lot of things that are going to be going on. First, I would like to acknowledge that for the second year, the Charter Township of West Bloomfield has issued a proclamation in recognition of Juneteenth National Freedom Day. We appreciate this proclamation from West Bloomfield that was offered by Trustee Mana and supported by the Trustee Weingarten. Just want to read a small portion of that proclamation. Whereas since then, and as the oldest known celebration commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, the tradition of celebrating Juneteenth has remained strong well into the 21st century to recognize the triumph of human spirit over the cruelty of slavery and to honor the strength, endurance, and faith of African American ancestors. I thank West Bloomfield that. The event is going to be held this Saturday at West Bloomfield High School, rain or shine. It's going to be outside. If it's raining, we're going to move it inside from 10 to 2 p.m. And there are so many activities that are going to be taking place. For example, the invocations are going to be delivered by my pastor, Dr. John Talbert of the Trinity Missionary Church from Pontiac. We're going to have a trumpeter, Quincy Stewart, is going to be doing Lift Every Voice and Sing. There's going to be storytelling. In fact, this is a family event, a free family event. So there's activities for kids, for adults. Robin Carter Cooper, who's the Chief Diversity Officer for Oakland County, is going to be speaking. Shannon Johnson, who's the president of Henry Ford Health in West Bloomfield. We're going to have members of the Tuskegee Airmen. There's going to be a display of Corvettes, one of my favorite cars, Corvettes. You can see that on display. There's going to be an African drum and dance troupe performing. There's going to be a gospel choir performing. We're going to have students from West Bloomfield High School performing, and just an on and on assortment of activities for the family.
I think this is so great, and it's because we need to have this conversation from a young age with our kids. And I love that you're having someone from the Tuskegee Airmen. I've had the pleasure of meeting the retired Colonel Anderson. He's quite the character. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it there because he is quite elderly, but what a great way to really share the history of what African Americans have been through, and to lift us all up as a community and the next generation, so they know the importance of getting involved and, you know, in becoming a part of our community.
Well, this event is open to members of any cultural group who live in Michigan. And my feeling is that we need to celebrate the contributions of all cultures to the United States. And that has not always happened. So hopefully that will be expanded as we go forward. Another thing about this event is that it is free. There's no cost to attend. Parking is free, the event is free, and food is free while it lasts. So it's really going to be a great opportunity for people to come out and have a great time.
That's a great word right now, especially with inflation, right?
Yes, it is. And that's really due to many of our sponsors and corporations that have been working with us. There's a very long list of them that is on our website, which is juneteenthwb.org. But wow, I've got such a list here of contributing sponsors.
But Derryl, you can give them a shout out because we appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we have DHB Consulting from the Heart, Mendel Law, Charles Thomas, Tappers, Safe and Just Michigan, the West Bloomfield Dems Club, West Bloomfield Police Department. And let me add, we have a very good relationship with the West Bloomfield Police Department and the Fire Department. So this is going to be an extremely safe event. Officers will be on site. It's a shame we have to mention that, but given the current times and things that have been happening in the country, we want to make sure that everyone feels safe. And we thank the West Bloomfield Police Department and the Fire Department for being on site and present. And then Henry Ford Hospital is only minutes away. Hopefully that will not be necessary, but we made precautions to make sure that everyone's going to be safe.
It breaks my heart that you, like you said, that you even have to mention it, but we wake up today to the news of the shooting in a church in Alabama. So, it's good that you guys did take that into consideration.
Yeah, something really has to be done about this. I know that's a topic for another program, but having been a former educator in Chicago public schools, it's something I have a great concern about the safety of our kids. And I don't want to get on my soapbox, but I think you understand my sentiment on that issue.
Derryl, we need to get together off camera and you can soapbox away with me.
I would gladly do that. We're also going to have a number of vendors that are going to be on site. And among those vendors, we'll probably have about 20 to 30 African-American vendors with a wide variety of products for kids, books, educational products, toys and games, artwork, pictures, artifacts, and crafts. So that's going to be taken care of also.
I love this because I think it's number one, families need to get back to being a family. And, you know, when you have something that is free with inflation right now, but it's the stories, it's letting people see that, you know, your dreams are possible, live and dream big, and, you know, get involved in our community, get involved in the voting process.
Yes, and I want to remind everyone that the primary voting is going to be August 2nd. And I encourage everyone to come out and vote regardless of your party of affiliation. But I do recommend that you watch the hearings for January 6th that are going on right now. And hopefully those will influence your voting decisions. Also want to give a shout out to some of our in-kind donators, Costco, Bush's, Trader Joe's, Jet's Pizza, Elaine's Gross Photography, West Bloomfield Storytelling, West Bloomfield Public Library. And as I said, there's a complete list on our website, which is juneteenthwestbloomfieldwb.org.
This is so great that you guys are doing it. Thank you, because I'm sure it took a lot of work behind the scenes to get this done, right?
Yes, it did. It's interesting because the first year We did it in about 5 weeks, which really wasn't a sufficient amount of time. So we've been working on this for a year. As soon as the one ended in our first year, we started working on this one. And we're very pleased at the results we've achieved. And we know that each year is going to grow to be bigger and more successful and more entertainment. And people just come out and have some family fun. I mean, everybody's under stress, and this is a good time to just relax, come out with your family. As I said, there's activities for kids, games for kids, and things for adults as well. So I hope that everyone will join us tomorrow, Saturday, June 18th, at West Bloomfield High School on Orchard Lake. You can't miss it if you're familiar with the area. And it's going to be a great time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And, you know, for people that maybe have not heard the story or up close and personal, because it has impacted so many people from our greater West Bloomfield area, the story of the Tuskegee Airmen, it is worth it just to go and hear from them. Please do so, get involved. Thank you again to you and your entire team for putting this on. And Mother Nature, it looks like, is going to bless you with beautiful weather.
Oh, I was a little concerned last week because they were saying it was going to be 85 degrees, which gets a little warm and hot and humid, but I think the high tomorrow is like 71. So it's going to be extremely comfortable, casual clothing, walk around, meet some of the vendors, get something to munch on while refreshments last, and just come out and have a great time.
Exactly.
And it's a great celebration for Juneteenth, which really celebrates some of the contributions of African Americans to the United States. And just to mention one, for example, Dr. Daniel Hills Williams, who performed the first successful open heart surgery in Chicago at Providence Hospital, which is the hospital where I was born.
Oh my God.
So that one always sort of sticks out with me.
Oh, that is what a blessing, right? What a blessing. So thank you so much. And thank you for your contribution as well. You continue to give in the spirit. So thank you for being you and reminding all of us to get involved.
Thank you very much, Ronnie. I especially appreciate you taking the time to let us share this information, and to all the committee members who have worked so hard to put this event together, all of our corporate partners, all of our in-kind services, all of our advertisers. And we really appreciate the work that they have done to help make this event very successful.
Again, it's tomorrow, starting at 10 over at the high school. Thanks again, Derryl. We appreciate your time. Happy Friday to you, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow.
I hope to see you tomorrow, Ronnie. Thank you very much.